Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good evening to all. Welcome you all in this session. I hope you all are fine and doing well. To those who are watching, please confirm everything is fine. The audibility slide is visible to you. Please confirm me so that we can start today's session. Let me check. We can start today's session. Sure, everything is fine. Now, so we have completed marathon session of two modules, that is module B and module C. And today we have to complete module D. So module A MCQs, the numerical portion, it will be, yes, the class will be tomorrow, I guess. And day after tomorrow, you have your final marathon. So in final marathon, B, C, D. So tomorrow, in tomorrow's session, the A will also get complete. Yes. So what you have to do, questions will be there. You have to answer each and every question. Doesn't matter you answer wrong or right. What matters, you answer the question. And don't forget to mention the question number before that. Chal, let's start the session. So again, this is all in one capsule batch. I hope many of you have enrolled. So yes, these sessions will be in English medium as well as in English medium. So I, Aishwarya ma'am and Anshul ma'am are taking sessions in English and module A, Ajay sir is taking. Rest, all the faculties are taking in Hindi medium of all the papers. So in today's session, total we have 80, I guess 82 questions we have in module D. So let's start from question number one. In how many newspapers should a listed bank publish notices of board meetings discussing financial results? Yes, it is two. One in regional languages. Just now, today in the morning, we have done this regional language, and the one in English. Now, two and three. Yes, regional and English. Full form of PIDP. It is public interest disclosure and protection of informers. So it refers to a resolution passed by the government of India to protect individual who discloses any kind of information about the misconduct, about corruption or misuse of office within the organization. That is protection from that. Option A. Now the term forgery has been defined in IPC 1860. It is Indian Penal Code. No, it's IPC 1860. Next, as per RBI guidelines on fraud reporting, the cases of negligence or cash shortages or any kind of irregularities in FEMA transaction are not to be reported as fraud. Why? Because intention is not added in it. Where fraudulent intention is not proved and amount of shortages should not be more than. If there is any kind of negligence of cash shortages or irregularities in FERA transaction and the amount should not be more than how much that it should not be recorded as fraud unless and until the intention is there. Yes, it's correct. It's 10,000. Option A. Now, within how many days must listed bank update their website? That is 2 days. No, it's 2 days, not 5 days. Yes, I want to clear this also. In the morning session, I could not update you. I was not aware of that. So I need to update this also. Okay. So when we will be doing the question related to 5 days and 11 days, I'll, yes, I'll inform in that. So now, question number 6. New amendment is there, and I was unaware of that amendment. Who is responsible for factoring in the minimum tenure requirement while appointing CCO? Yes. Okay, don't, no issue. You can watch it later on one at 1.5x or 2x. But listing of securities, there is one topic, and I was not aware about the days. So for every now, the listing entity should be intimated before 2 days. So we were having a 2 days, 5 days, 11 days. These all are cancelled. Now only 2 days are there. So if you want to alter your securities, if you want any kind of proposal, if you are sharing the dividend of shareholders, so anything, if you are changing, if you are doing the changes, and if you and for that changes, you have to inform it to the stock exchange. So before 2 days, intimation should be given before 2 days when the meeting is to be conducted. So that is option number B, ACB, Audit Committee of the Board. Now, what does the RBI mean by no dual hatting in the context of CCO role? No dual hatting means the CCO should not perform any kind of role that may create conflict of interest. So CCO should not hold any role that may create conflict of interest, except which role the CCO can perform: anti-money laundering and supervisory role. They can only, if they are in the same committee, they are only allowed to perform supervisory role. Yes, sorry, advisory role. Yes, not supervisory, advisory role. Hmm. Now, which of the following roles can the CCO perform without direct conflict of interest? Yes, it is AML, anti-money laundering. 9. According to RBI, who hold ultimate responsibility for seeing, checking the compliances and risk in bank. Ultimate means a final responsibility. Yes, board of directors. Ultimate responsibility, the final. First, CC officer will be there. CC officer will submit all the reports to whom? The committee, the board of directors. What does SPARK stand for in context of RBI? Basically, you have to write the full form of this. You have to find the full form. It is supervisory program for assessment of risk and capital. Option number 2. Now, next. The compliance function, they have to ensure what strict observance of all the provisions which are contained in different laws. And that laws are, which are the laws that contains the compliance function. So it is Banking Regulation Act also, RBI also, FEMA also. So they have to ensure strict observance of all the provisions, that whether the compliances are followed properly or not. So 1, 2, 3. 4 is what? It is a criminal procedure code. It does not contain the compliances, the adherence of compliances. It contains that who has done what kind of crime. 1, 2, 3. At which investigation agency public sector bank needs to lodge a complaint in case of fraud involving amount of 500 million and more? That is CBI Joint Director, Headquarters, New Delhi. CCO and compliance function have the authority to. The CC officer will communicate with any staff member. Why? Because they have to check the compliances, they have to analyze that, they have to report that, and should also have the access to all records or files that necessary. Help them to do their responsibilities, to carry on their responsibilities, and initiate action against employees. See, the CC officer, they will submit the report that these are the non-compliances or breaches that are a part of your bank. Now, the action will not be taken by the CPO. CCO cannot initiate any action against the employees. So option 1 and 2 are correct. Not A. See, action will CC officer, CCO cannot take any action against any employee. The top manager, the senior manager, the board of director will take the action. CC shall not be more than how many years? Yes, it is 55 years. Now, compliance risk. This definition is given by which committee? So today in the morning only we have done all the types of risk. Operational risk, compliance risk, annihilation risk, then inherent risk, residual risk, control risk. Yes, given by BCBS, Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, option E. Now, this is a case study. Then both of you have done. Okay, I'm moving forward. Now, the questions are there. What is the primary objective of a DDoS attack? Disrupting customers' transaction and digital services. No, they don't ask, they don't demand any kind of ransom. To overwhelm a system and make it unavailable to users, they will block your access. Okay, they will not give you access, and for that you will try to look here and there, and from backdoor they will enter and they will take your all the important data. So that is option B, DDoS attack. Okay, no issue. So basically, the fraudsters, they will try to create a confusion to the user, and when user gets confused, then from the back door the fraudster will enter to your system and they will take all your important data. Now, what type of cyber fraud involves impersonating a trusted individual via email to trick employees? In the question, only the answer is there. First, they will try to create a trust between you and them. And after you have built a trust to the third party, then via email, they will trick you and they will ask you the money. Yes, it is email based fraud, EMIP. Now, 18. Which of the following best describes a Trojan horse? The Trojan horse is what? It is a type of virus that will ask you, okay, and you will permit that Trojan horse to enter into your system. Yes, malicious software disguised as legitimate software. Now, what is common result of successful email-based fraud in companies? Yes, it's unauthorized financial transfer. Now, next question. So till here, we were having the question of case study. Now, new question from here, 20. Not covered by RBIA in banks. Risk-based internal audit. Correct. It is marketing campaign effectiveness. Next. So professional competence in internal audit refers to a person should have a good knowledge, experience of each internal auditor and collectively as a team. Two statements are given. The selection process for appointing a CCO should include a fit and proper criteria. Yes, this is correct. CCO can have a pending vigilance? No, the CCO should not have any kind of pending vigilance case. This is wrong. Option C. The compliance function in bank is responsible for ensuring which of the following accounting requirements. If you will see everywhere only is given, only here written accounting standards. Now, internal compliance in bank typically involves that is internal policies should be there, the code of conduct, the practice, the guidelines, the regulation, internal compliance. Now, three statements are given. On the basis of these statements, we have 4 questions. So read all the statements. So statement 1, it says that NBFC in India, they are regulated by RBI and they also have a structured compliance framework which they have to follow all the prudential norms. Statement 2, that we have SBR framework which classifies the NBFC into 4 layers. Now these 4 layers are B1. Statement 3, when any NBFC, if they want to move from middle to upper layer, then they have to implement board approved policy plan within 3 months. See, means the bank, they give the middle layer chance to prepare themselves that now they have to move to the upper layer. So again, up in upper layer, the compliances are more so that they can prepare themselves. With full adherence required, how many months? Within 24 months. And 3 months are included in this 24 months. It's not that 3 months are different and 24 months are different. No, 3 months are included in this 24 months. Clear? Now, correct. Who who oversee NBFC compliances in India regulatory body, that is RBI. Now, which is not the layer of NBFC among the 4. So base is there, middle is there, upper is there, not retail, it is stock. Yes, it is 3 months. Now, what is residual risk? So, in inherent risk, if there is inherent risk, you are using control measures, but still all the control measures are not enough. So, again, there are control risks also. Now, if the control risk is also there, inherent risk is also there. So, whatever risk inherent minus control left, that is your residual risk. Clear? Inherent risk minus impact of all your control risk, that is residual risk. So initial risk before any controls are implemented, no. The risk associated with external audit, no. The risk that remains after controls are applied, yes. Option C is the answer. Next, which statement is correct? between inherent and residual risk. Residual risk is always higher than inherent risk. No. Inherent risk is the risk after controls are applied or before controls are applied. Again, residual risk is always lower than or it may be equal to inherent risk, but not beyond this, not above that. Yes, 29. See, next. As per RBI regulatory framework, in order to enhance the quality of NBFC, upper layer shall maintain CET1 at least how much of risk weighted assets. All the NBFCs working in upper layer, they have to maintain common equity tier 1 capital at least how much of RWA? No, it is 9%, not 10%. Now next, what is the ceiling of per borrower when financing the subscription through IPO? The ceiling rate is what? There are two types of rate. Now, ceiling rate means the top rate and floor rate means the lower end rate. So, ceiling rate is the maximum rate is how much? 2130.5. Yes, it is 1 crore. Now, next. In NBFC, UL, how many top eligible NBFCs should be categorized under upper layer, irrespective of any other factor? Top, how many NBFCs are there? We have studied this 7, 9, 12, 10. It was in your second paragraph when we were doing that upper layer NBFC. Yes, it is top 10. Now, SBR is applicable from which state? Scale-based regulation for all the layers. First December, April, August, or October. That is option number D, 1st October. So SBR for NBFC it is applicable from 1st of October 2020. Now, next two questions 34, 35. No, it's 33D, not A. Which principle emphasizes that internal auditors they have to act with integrity? So that is principle 4. Now, next, which principle requires that the audit plan will cover only the matters of regulatory interest? That is principle 7. Yes. So I have added all the principles 1, 2, it is 3, 4, 5. Then total we have 16 principles. Clear? So I have given this for your reference. So later on, download it and read it twice or thrice. At least highlight the keywords. Like in principle 1, it is the first principle. The first principle, what it says that any internal audit and an effective internal audit function, it will provide the independent assurance that all the committee senior managers, okay, everything they have to check the risk management, the internal control, the government system, so that thereby helping the board and senior management to protect its organization. So the first target of any company is what? That they will check the quality, they will assure, they will check all the internal controls so that they can manage it properly and they can protect their organization. Now, the second one is what? The bank's internal function must be independent of the audited activities. Audited activities means the internal auditors. The internal auditors, they have to carry the responsibility to do proper audit to enhance its objectivity. If you will learn all the principles with the story, na, then it will be retained, then you can retain it for longer period of time. Sure. Now, next, 36, 37. But again, you don't have time, so I will not suggest you that learn every principle. Now, what you have completed, revise those only. Don't pick up anything new. Oh, great. No, we have this also in one line. If you will, yes, that one is very short and very long is this principle 15. Okay. Who is responsible for overseeing the internal audit function in bank? And yes, those who are new to the channel, I request them to kindly subscribe the YouTube channel of Oliveboard. And if you like anybody's session, do like, do press the like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, it is ACB, Audit Committee of the Board. Now, 37 states that internal audit should independently assess the effectiveness of control risk management. should independently assess the effectiveness and efficiency of internal control risk management. That is principle 12. Now, next, yes, from question number 53, very, very important. So don't miss at least these questions. Okay, I want to explain one thing more. Chal. So first, let's 30. Head of Head internal audit. So what the question says, a large public sector bank is reviewing its internal audit function. And for that, they have appointed head of internal audit. With preparing its annual audit plan, the HIA is preparing annual audit plan. The HIA consult with senior manager, board of director for making robust mechanism for risk assessment and also ensuring plans to cover all high risk areas. Their objectives should be matched properly. The team receives ongoing training. Proper standards should be maintained. Requirements should be done. Audit plan is submitted to ACB. The HIA is responsible for ensuring the department. Now, which of the statement best describes the responsibility? The HIA is responsible for independently evaluating internal controls, risk management, audit plan, audit team competence, direct accountability to the ACB. Yes, this is correct. But let's read the other three. HIA is responsible only for operational management. Main role is to prepare financial statement. The audit's main report is to prepare financial statement or to check the financial statement. And if there are any deviations, they have to report it to the top authority. It is responsible for hiring audit staff? No. So option A is correct. Next. Next, head of internal audit. Again, one question is there. Best reflects the ideal reporting line for HIA. HIA will report to whom? The HIA should report administratively to the Chief Financial Officer, CFO, or COO. No, they will report to whom? The audit officer, the audit committee. Should report to board of directors. Yes. Audit committee. Yes. On all matters. Correct. Option B is correct. Only again wrong to the chief executive officer, head of compliance updates both. Option B is more suitable. Next. According to the Basel Committee and Leading Governance Framework, what is the primary reason for HIA reporting line to board or audit committee rather than to senior management? HIA will report to whom? Board of Directors or Audit Committee rather than reporting to senior management. What is the primary reason behind this? Maximizing the objectivity of IA and ensuring that it should be free from any kind of senior management influence in its work. They should have the independency to work on their own. Yes, that is correct. Option A. Next, 41. Which accounting standard in India specifically deals with the classification? Separate disclosure should be there of all prior period items, extraordinary items, or if there is any changes in the statement of profit and loss. So AS 1, 5, 3 or accounting standard 6. That is AS 5. Yes, it is B. Now, question number 42. In terms of RBI guidelines, bank need not report cases of any kind of attempted fraud of INR 1 crore and above to it. But the bank, they should continue to place the report on individual cases on the frauds involving amount 1 crore and above before the. Now, what does this question say? Says, see, we know that Reserve Bank of India, they make in guidelines. The guideline states that banks do not need to send reports about all the attempted fraud cases involving 1 crore or more. But however, banks are still required if the fraud has taken place of rupees 1 crore. They are still required to discuss all these big attempted fraud cases internally. They should present a report on each to their own audit committee of the board, to their board of directors, and take note of serious fraud attempts. Even though the RBI itself no longer requires any kind of formal reporting for these cases, but the bank, they have to report it to their own audit committee board. Clear? So if someone tries to commit a big fraud of 1 crore or more on a bank, but fails, the bank does not have to tell the RBI about it, but the bank must still inform in its own top committee. To whom? It will report to whom? That the question is. Management board, it is executive committee, audit committee of the board. That is option C. It is audit committee of the board. Clear this question? Chal. Next. Next. 43, 44. The compliance function has to ensure observance of code of conduct issued from time to time by. That is all the 1, 2, 3, 4 all. So BC, SPI, IBA, FPDI, FBIN. Okay, write the full form of each of them. BC, SBI, Banking Codes and Standard Board of India. Then next we have IBA, Indian Banks Association. Next, Foreign Exchange Dealers Association of India. So it governs what basically? It governs the foreign exchange operation. Fair enough. Clear. And what is FPIL? Tell me. FPIL. What is FPIL? Tell me, otherwise I have to search. FPIL is Financial Benchmark India Limited. Okay. Financial Benchmark India Limited. Now, question number 44. The Cyber Resilience Framework banking system aim to address which of the following issues? So if you will see this question, there are breach, 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 but here is business approach. So it is entirely, it is, it defines different part and rest three are in the same manner. It defines the cyber resilience framework. 1, 2, 3 are correct. 44, it is B. Now, next. How often should a bank compliance be reviewed as per RBI? Compliance policy. Biannually, quarterly, annually, or triennially? It is annually, the compliance policy. Are you sure it is quarterly? It is annually. Clear? Chal. How long should new products in a bank be monitored? If any product is ready to launch in the market, then it should be reviewed, it should be monitored. So how long that product should be monitored? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. No, it is annually. Again, 6 months is there. So in every 6 months, the product has to be monitored. Clear? So we have annually for this and we have 6 months for this, half yearly you can say. So these are at least. It can be more than that, but should not be less than that. Now, which of the following events falls under para A? So para A is what all the mandatory disclosures should be there to the listing entity. Regulation 30. The change in market capitalization, promoter holdings, statutory auditors, or acquisition of any company or agreement or acquiring shares or voting rights. So under para A, schedule 3, this will be the thing which needs to be disclosed mandatorily. Yes. Now 48 para B. So both will come under regulation 30. So in regulation 30, we have two events. One is para A and one is para B. Now, in para B, only the required bank feels that no, this is important. This we have to disclose. This we have to intimate to the public. Then only those elements will be disclosed. So, disclosure required by Companies Act, board, subject to materiality or relating to events specified as material based on materiality policy. Option D. So these are all under para A. So under para A, if any issue of securities are there, any forfeiture of securities are there, any consolidation of shares, buyback of securities, it will be included under para A. Revision in ratings, outcome of meeting, what is the final result of the meeting conducted by board of directors, all types of agreement. See, there was no agreement. So agreement, shareholders agreement, joint venture, family settlement, contract, any kind of fraud done by the promoter or the most important person, that is key managerial personnel. If the directors are changing, KMP are changing, auditor are changing, so they need to be disclosed under para A. Next question. What is the frequency for submitting the status of compliance to the compliance department at head office? Monthly, quarterly, half yearly, or annually? So it is quarterly. Now, what is the role of internal control at the zonal and regional offices? They will only monitor the financial transaction, coordinating the overall compliances in their routine tasks, handling customer complaint is the work of internal control, handling the customer complaint, approving loan application. So the internal control and inspection department at RO and ZO, they will coordinate all the compliances in their routine work. Now, above what amount should any adjustment from the blocked amount be permitted only with the authorization of two officials? Tell me. 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh. That is option B, 1 lakh. Now, how long should unreconciled credit entries in Nostro account be outstanding before it has been transferred to any blocked account according to RBI? 1 year, 2 years, 3 or 4. It is option C, that is 3 years. Now, next, how many days prior intimation is required for board meetings to consider financial results? So, the company has to intimate to the stock exchange how many days prior intimation is to be provided. If in the meeting they have to discuss about the financial result. 10 days. How 10 days? We don't have any concept related to 10 days. We were having 2 days, we were having 5 days, then it was 11 days. These 3 days we have talked about. So 10 days, no concept of 10 days is there. So that is D, 2 days. Clear? See, the 2 days, 5 days, 11 days concept were there, but they all have been, yes, just I have added the slide. Yes, the periods were 2 days, 5 days, 11 days. Now only 2 days concept is left. Rest all the days concept has been removed. Now no 5 days concept is there, no 11 days concept is there, only 2 days concept is there. Means if anything is to be changed, if anything is to be done in the bank, in the company, the prior intimation is to be given before 2 days. Before 2 days of the board of meeting. And in that board of meeting, the intimation period and the meeting day means intimation day and the meeting day, these two are not included. Like today is what? Today is 29. Yes. Suppose 29 is there. Now, on 29th, you have to conduct the meeting. This is the date of the meeting. You need to conduct board of meeting. Suppose you want to change the pattern of your organizational structure. Okay, you want to change the pattern of that loan structure. Now for that, you have to conduct the meeting. Why? Because the securities are listed on the stock exchange. Remember, the company is a bank whose securities are listed on the stock exchange. Only then the listed entity needs to be informed. Otherwise, not. Suppose you have to do the meeting on 29th. Now, when you have to inform, this is 28, this is 27, this is 26. So you have to inform by 26th of May. If you want your meeting on 29th, then you have to inform on 26th. So this day is not included. So that is within 2 days. Within 2 days is 27 and 28. Clear? Is this concept clear? Very important. Clear? So in the morning, I taught you the previous one only, but no, the at least 2 working days are here. Over here, financial result, we were having 5 working days. So now it has also been removed and 2 working days are there. And here also, the listed entity shall give intimation to the stock exchange 11 days. It was before, now it is 2 days. So everywhere you have to remember 2 days. Clear? This is very important. In the morning only, I have taught you the slide, but I was unaware, so I taught you the 11 only. So now this changed to 2 days. Clear? This is the new update. So in PDF, I have uploaded the PDF, the updated PDF. But tomorrow also I'll inform once. Clear? So remember, everywhere there is now 2 days. The 5 days, 11 days concept is being removed. Now, tell me this question. If you have given the answer of this question correct, then you have understood it properly. How many working days prior intimation is required for the alteration in securities? Rest of the people, you also give answer. That is why I recommend you to watch the video. There are many things that in PDF you will not be provided, but in video you will be provided. But everyone wants a PDF only. Only one person has given me the answer. So it is 2 working days. You are correct. Clear? Understood this one? So the prior intimation, it is regulation 29. Yes, under 29. So we have at least 2 working days in advance, excluding the date of intimation and the date of the meeting. So for financial result, it was earlier 5 days, but now 2 days. And for rest of the thing, we have 2 days. So here also, now it is 2 days. Next, 55. According to SEBI's clarified hierarchy, what is the minimum organizational level at which the CEO must be positioned in zonal offices? So it should, he or she should not more than one level below the managing director or whole-time director which are on the board. That is option C. Next, main purpose of the SEBI's directive overseeing the branches and zonal offices, and they are designated as the key managerial personnel. So what their work is? what performance they have to do. To ensure they receive higher salaries, provide adequate authority, access to top management, manage marketing function, or approving branch level transactions. So option B is correct. Now, as per RBI guidelines, the CCO may be invited to attend meetings of which committee to provide input on compliance risk with new products and services. Which committee is that? Again, related to new products and services, so product approval committee. Yes, here are following committees are there, and the CCO is a member of the following committees from 1 to 4. Audit committee, credit risk management committee, operational risk management committee, product group committee. Two statements are given. Control risk can be reduced by implementing strong internal controls within an organization. Yes, this is correct. Even with effective internal controls, still there are chances that residual risk may left. Yes, both the statements are correct. Now, inherent risk is assessed before internal controls. Control is assessed after evaluating the effectiveness of internal control. So this is also both the statements are correct. So inherent risk is always assessed before considering the internal controls. In inherent risk, you will use your internal control. And control risk is assessed after you have evaluated your internal control. If you have seen that, okay, these are the things that you need to control, these are the things which are very risky, then you will use control risk for that. Next. On a compliance risk scale 1 to 10, what does 10 represent? So 1 is what? 1 is very minimal risk or negligible risk, low risk, and 10 is high risk. The highest possible risk option C. Now, 61 question. Primary purpose of using numerical scale for compliance for making proper standardization and quantify the risk level. Next questions. Which of the following scenarios best exemplifies systemic risk? What is systemic risk in bank? Not only one bank, but various different banks, they face the risk. So a sector-wide liquidity crisis causes multiple banks to face what? Payment default. And if 4 or 5 financial institutions they get failed, then the entire financial system, the stability will demolish the entire financial system. Now 63. Under Basel III, which risk is related to liquidity coverage ratio, LCR? That is liquidity risk. Credit risk occurs when the borrower has done the default. Market risk due to market condition, when there is inflation, deflation. Liquidity risk, shortage of cash, liquid money. And systemic risk, when many faces, many financial institution, companies, entities, they face the similar type of situation. So this the answer of question number 63 is option C. Next. Who submits the certificate confirming compliance to regulatory internal guidelines? KYC and AML. The branches will submit to RO and ZO. Submitting the certificate for compliance including KYC AML, it is quarterly. 65, it is, yes, it is D quarterly. Monthly was at the last one. Remember in that chart, the last one was monthly, rest we have quarterly. Within 5 days. Remember now? See, if you will revise the things, then it will, that image will retain in your mind. The chart, the images. So right hand side, it was in the very last, the monthly. The overseas centers, remember. Yes. So download the PDF and revise it again. So what is the standard tenure for CAIIB in bank? The normal tenure is 2 years, and it is extendable up to 3 years if they have not performed their operation in this time period. If they have changed the bank before completing their time period, so it will be extended up to 3 years. The normal tenure is 3 years and it is extendable up to 2 years if the CIB changes bank before completing their 3 years time period. So total will be 6 years applies. 417 or 527. So it was 326. 3 twos are 6. So the normal tenure for CIB is 3 years. But if the officer has not completed 3 years, before completing 3 years, the officer has changed any bank, then it is extended up to what? Extended up to 2 years. A total time period would be then 6 years. Clear? Yes. If they changes the bank, then the total time period of 6 years will apply over here. Option number B. Next. A message is sent from an unauthorized person, and that person claims that that person is very trusted person. Now, what type of act is this? This type of fraud is known as message trust, spoofing, or unverified communication. Yes, it is known as spoofing. Banks are required to strictly adhere the fixed for reporting of fraud cases. And if they does not follow this, then they would be liable for the penal action. Under which section all these are included? Section 47, Clause A of the Banking Regulation Act. So this is what spoofing means, that hackers, they will pretend that they are friend of yours, such as your bank or your local delivery service. Now hackers, they will try to gain access to system, they will steal money, they will ask your password, they will ask your OTP, and they will do the evil work. Next. In the context of RWA and capital adequacy, which risk bank mandatorily consider? So it is CMO. Credit risk, market risk, and operational risk. Reputational risk is not included under risk-weighted asset and capital adequacy norms. Which of the following is not a typical cause of operational risk? So internal fraud, system failure, inadequate internal process, all this will come under operational risk except changes in interest rate. So this is a part of the interest rate risk. Yes. Option C. Following is included in loan review under credit audit. One is what? Loan review mechanism. So under loan review mechanism, credit control is there, credit monitoring is there. Only small accounts with irregularities, you will review the loan of that non-performing asset or review sanction process, post-sanction procedures for all relevant accounts. 72. Which category of proposal should be reviewed within 3 to 6 months from the date of sanction of other loans? So it's not possible for bank to review each and every loan. So what they will do, so either if they want to review the loan, they will review the fresh proposal loans or the loans of 3 to 6 months, or they will pick up randomly 5 to 10% of the loan, or they will set the criteria that yes, the loan of up to 10 lakh or up to 20 lakh we have to review. So in this way, they will do the loan review. So fresh proposal and proposal for renewal of limit. Which accounts are included for review beside fresh and high value accounts? So written off, non-resident, dormant. Just now I have told you that randomly selected proposal from rest of the portfolio. Now, which additional accounts should be included even if they fall below cutoff limit? So you will review what the sister group related party accounts, related party loans or business account. So that is account for sister group concern or above cutoff accounts. Next, 75. Which of the following instances can be included in list of early warning signals? Foreign bills remaining outstanding. A long time and tendency for bills to remain overdue. Yes, this will include it. Then frequent invocation and devolvement of LCs included. Invoices devoid of TAN and other details. Funding of the interest by sanctioning additional facilities. All these will include it. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? If the bank gets early warning signals related to the financial transaction, every point will be included in that. Now, next, all accounts above the specified threshold classified as RFM or frauds must be reported on the data platform. So, where it has to be reported. So, it is CRILIC, IBA, FPIL, or CKCR1. That is option A, CRILIC. Now, so this is CRILIC, full form is Central Repository of Information on Large Credits. So this is what, again, a database. Who maintains that database? The RBI. For what? For putting for collecting all the credit information for large borrowers, the fund-based, non-fund based, for detecting early signals, early warning signals, for minimizing risk, for assessing risk of 5 crores and above. Now, IPA, Indian Bank Association, FPIL full form is also given, Financial Benchmark, Indian Private Limited, and CKCR1, not a standard acronym for it. Okay, so it is just like that. Now, next question. What does the question says? What are the key protections that must be provided to whistleblowers? So WIB, very important concept, whistleblower, sorry, WBP, whistleblower policy. Whistleblowers should be protected only if the reports are proven to be accurate. Otherwise, they may be subject to action or retaliation. Is it so? The retaliation is there? No. Whistleblowers must be protected from any form of retaliation, including dismissal, demotion, discrimination, regardless of whether the reporting is true or not. Their identity and any information that could reveal it should be kept secretly confidential unless and until the court says. Unless and until the court says to reveal, the company has to disclose or the company has to keep it secret. Okay, they have to keep their name confidential. Whistleblowers should be only be protected if their report have any internal mechanism, may be protected but only for a limited period. No, option B is correct. Yes, no, no retaliation is there. 78. Integrated GRC. So G governance, risk compliance. Best describes how an integrated GRC approach enhances organizational decision making. Now, what is integrated GRC? See, GRC means all the governance act, risk. You have to manage the risk, identify, you have to do the assessment, you have to reduce, then the bank has to maintain the compliances. Now, if all these work are done differently, then it will take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of money is, and there is duplication of efforts. Now, what the governance in what it carries the same, the risk also carries the same, the compliances also carries. Now, what happens there is duplication of activities, and with this duplication of activities, everything requires more. So that is why one enhanced, okay, robust mechanism is there, that is integrated GRC, where if anybody wants to find the if they want the information related to governance, they will see the governance portal. If anybody wants to find the information related to risk, they will look for the risk portal. So that is a enhanced integrated GRC framework is there. Okay, a proper, you can say, the through networks. By focusing solely on compliance checklists, ignoring risk management, no. Risk, how you can ignore risk management? Organization can ensure that only requirements are met, no. Unifying governance, risk management, organization gain a holistic view. Holistic means the overall approach. Yes, this is true. Clear? Now next. 79. Which of the following best describes compliance requirement for NBFC in base layer? They must follow the same regulation as scheduled commercial bank. They are subject to minimal regulation and they are exempt from RBI oversight. They are subject to okay, there is minimal regulation, yes, but they are not exempt from RBI oversight. Although RBI will oversee the activities of the base layer as well. Even though if they have less regulation, the supervisory role will not be less under base layer. They are subject to basic prudential regulations, ensuring capital adequacy provisioning with less stringent means strictness. Requirements, yes, this is correct. Now, last three questions. Staff collusion fall under which category? You can say staff collusion or employee collusion. What is staff collusion? See, when two or more people they confidentially they cooperate each other to gain any kind of unfair advantages, unfair practices, manipulate the outcomes or breaches, doing the breach of the rules and regulation of the company. That is staff collusion. It will come under internal profits. In the context of vigilance in bank, the term preventive vigilance refers to we have three types of vigilance now. One is punitive, second is preventive, and third is what? Tell me. Write the name of all the three types of vigilance. So punishing employee for past. Preventive is what you are taking the preventive measures. That is taking proactive steps to avoid corruption. Write the other name of vigilance. Preventive. Next is punitive. And the third is RBI mandates reporting of all frauds. Which agency is responsible for this under for investigation? That is CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. Done. Yes. So preventive vigilance is what? It focuses on preventing corruption, any kind of misconduct by creating, you can say, systems and that processes who discourages it. Now, punitive is what? It involves the investigation process. It will take action against those who violate the rules, who violate the laws. And one is what? Participating. That involves monitoring and detecting issues through various methods like reports, through audit reports, or through whistle blower policy. Clear? So yes, we have completed till 82 questions. So your all marathon B, C, and D are completed. A is there, so A will be the classes will be is scheduled for tomorrow. And timing, I don't know. Wait, let me check the timing. Yes, timing is again 7 p.m. So Ajay sir will take this session of module 8. So do join this session also. Yes. Sure. So he teaches very nicely module 8, the practical portion. Yes. So let's meet tomorrow again in the morning 7 a.m. So tomorrow we are having the last lecture of capsule batch. That is lecture 6. So tomorrow we'll complete module D and we will do some questions also. In that, if the time is left, then we'll do some question also. Yes. Chalo. So let's meet tomorrow in the morning 7 a.m. sharply. So till then, take care everyone. Goodbye. And after 5 minutes, I will upload its PDF, the YouTube video. Chalo. Bye bye everyone. Good night.